In this 001 Game Creator video tutorial series, we'll be covering how to create online multiplayer games using the MMORPG DLC Kit as a base. Before starting this series, we recommend watching our previous RPG series that covers a lot of the basics of using 001 Game Creator. If you haven't done so already, you'll also need to purchase and install the MMORPG DLC Kit, as we'll be using it throughout this series. In this first tutorial, we'll start by setting up the server. Upon opening 001 Game Creator, click on the Create New Game button, and then select the Mass Multiplayer Online RPG template from the list. Then give your project an appropriate name, and click OK. I've named mine MMORPG Tutorial. Unlike the Action RPG template, this template already has several pre-configured maps with NPCs and scripting. In fact, it's possible to test this game immediately. Click on the Test Game button along the main toolbar, or press F5 on your keyboard. Set the number of launch instances to 2, and then click OK. When testing online multiplayer games, make sure you set the number of launch instances to 2 or more. One instance will be the server that hosts the game, and any additional instances will be clients that connect to it. The server is responsible for broadcasting changes to all connected clients, whereas the clients are the machines that connect to the server and both sends information to and receives information from it. Select the Register button from the login form and create a new account. I'll give my account the creative username Test. Once you've created your account, use the login form to enter your credentials and enter the game. When the player enters their credentials and clicks on the login button, the server will verify the entered username and cryptographic password matches what's stored in the user's local profile. You can find this file by going to Documents 001, Games, the name of your game, and Player Data. If everything checks out, then the server will grant the client access. Otherwise, the player will receive a notification asking them to enter a valid username and password. Online games require the use of a public IP and a port to host the server and allow clients to connect to it. In order to find out what your public IP is, you can Google it or follow the link in the description of this video. Once you've obtained your public IP, the next thing you'll need to do is set up port forwarding. Ports are limited, with only 65,535 available to choose from, many of which are already being used by other software applications or other machines connected to your local network. In order to find a port that's currently not in use, you'll need to use your router's user interface. Please refer to your router's user guide for details on how to manage ports. We recommend checking out the list of used ports linked in the description of this video to see which ports are available. Once a port has been found, set the server port global variable to this value. It's important to keep in mind that firewalls also block ports, so you'll need to set up your firewall to allow your forwarded port. If you want your server to run locally, you'll need to set the server IP global variable to your local IP version 4, which can be found by typing ipconfig into Windows command prompt. No port forwarding is required when choosing to run the server locally. Use the game version global variable to increment your game's version number whenever updates are made. This will prevent players from running an older version of your game that could potentially break everything. The max connections per IP global variable handles how many clients a single IP can connect to, whereas max connections handles how many players can play on the server. Setting this value to 0 will allow unlimited connections. In the next tutorial, we'll be looking into how different types of NPC actors are used in online multiplayer games.